I'm Michael, and sometimes I bake cakes. So I've been asked to make a Thomas the Tank Engine cake, and it's for a 2-year-old little boy named Caesar, and it looks like the age recommendation's right on the little Thomas. I got my Thomas off of Amazon. He was about $10, and he's part of the wooden railway, and he's gonna sit on top of my cake. Choo choo! Another thing that I'm going to use today for the first time is the Wilton Color Right Performance Color System. Basically, it's a set number of colors, and it comes with this little chart in here, and then you open it up and it tells you how many drops of each color you need to create a certain color. So I'm really excited to use that because it's supposed to be real easy to duplicate a color that you make. So if you make a color you like and you know how many drops you put in and how much icing you use, it should be real easy to duplicate. So I'm looking forward to trying that out, especially since this is going to be a mostly buttercream cake, not a fondant cake. Another thing that I bought were these pans from Target. They were probably around $14, and it comes with a 10-inch pan, a 6-inch pan, and an 8-inch pan. So I got 2 sets, and I'm gonna make, it's just gonna be a 10-inch cake today. And then I have my 12-inch cake boards for my cake to sit on, and I'm gonna go wash my pans up and get started. So here's my setup, all ready to go. I have my pans here. I'm going to spray them before use with this Wilton Bake Easy. It will help your cake lift right out of your pan. I like to use the carton eggs because I don't have to worry about eggshells. They're pasteurized, just a whole lot better to me and easier than breaking eggs and worrying about eggs. And then I have my Wilton recommended Duncan Hines French vanilla cake mix. And it's going to use 3 eggs, a cup of water, and 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. So all I have to do is whip that up in my KitchenAid mixer and then fill my pans and then bake it for the recommended amount of time. So here are my 2 10-inch cakes ready to go into the oven. I'm going to set them for 30 minutes and then check them. So these are my cakes out of the oven. You'll have to pardon the dishwasher in the background. And then you just take a knife and loosen them all the way around the sides. And then they should just flip out. I flipped mine out onto some wax paper or some parchment paper, just so that it has like a bottom and I can flip it back and forth. So here are my cakes turned out onto the parchment. They baked up very pretty. I'm going to bake one more layer and then I'll be ready to make my icing and frost the cake. So then I use this cake leveler by Wilton. It's kind of like a little saw majiggy thing, and I use it to level off the top of my cake so that they'll stack nicely, and then my cake will be nice and flat. And you can see here, this is the dome that I cut off the top of it. Oops. So I'm going to do that with all 3 of my layers. So there's my 3 layers of cake, all leveled and ready to stack. And then I'm going to prepare the icing and fill each layer and ice the cake. So for your frosting, you're going to add a stick of butter, 1.5 cups of shortening, all vegetable shortening, and you're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract and 2 tablespoons of vanilla. It says if you want white to add the clear vanilla extract, but I love the regular vanilla Madagascar bourbon, so I put that in there. So then you're going to cream all of that together, and then you're going to add your 2 pounds of powdered sugar, and you're going to whip that up with 1/3 cup of water. Okay, once it's all whipped up, it looks like this, and I'm going to use this first batch to fill the layers between my cake. So I'm going to fill a piping bag with a tip, and then I will fill the layers between my cake. Okay, so I am filling the layers of cake. I have a 16-inch bag fitted with a 1M tip. And I'm just going to spiral it in. It's just going to get stacked with another piece of cake on top, so it doesn't have to be super neat or pretty or anything like that. Whoa. I can smooth that out with a spatula, so it's not like the end of the world if you mess up at this point. You just want some icing in between your cake layers so your cake's yummy. Right, Patrick?
Super yummy, yep.
Nom nom?
Nom nom nom.
So we're almost there. I changed my pressure. So I'm trying to go faster. Not that we need to go faster, but I'm trying to go faster. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a little cake spatula, smooth that out, and then stack another piece of cake on top of it and keep going until I have all 3 layers stacked. Okay, so here's my cake stacked with all the frosting piped in between the layers, and I just have to pipe frosting around the sides and around the top and place it on my cake board. So here is all 3 layers of my cake stacked together and crumb coated, and I'm going to finish crumb coating it more, which is just a thin layer of icing, and I'm going to transfer it to its board. So I have my icing made, and I have iced my cake and smoothed it. I'm going to let the blue set because I just freshly iced it, so I'm going to let that set for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to smooth it down, and then I'm going to add the fence embellishment, the train tracks, the name Caesar, and number 2. So my icing recipe says 7 drops of orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it says to add 35 drops of red. So I'm gonna pause the video and do that, and then mix it up and come back. So here is my red icing all ready to fill my bag. Patrick helped me pipe the happy birthday, the number 2, the train tracks, and the Caesar. He has a steady hand. And then I want to put the Thomas on there, but it's not time to put the Thomas on there. Choo choo! So here is the pretty much finished cake. I just have to put the Thomas on it in the morning before I deliver it. I piped a little apple tree, some little flowers. Thought my clouds came up pretty cute. In the morning I shall put the Thomas on it and send it on its way.